what's up? And welcome to another episode of True Stories. As of late, I've been getting a lot of DMs asking about my latest posts for the past week with my DVD t-shirt brand and what's the relation with Latinos, East LA, and all of that. Well, for one, we're all fans of the Dodgers, and the Dodgers just won the World Championship. Two, I grew up in LA, and I'm from a generation where blacks and browns started getting along when I grew up. Now, my brothers are 8 to 10 years older than me, and that generation did not get along with Latinos. There was funk in the neighborhood. There were gang shootings and gang stabbings, and I'm 10 years removed from that. But what happened to me in Compton, I went to an all-black school. Black teachers, black staff, black principal, all black students, except for one young lady who was Latina. I can't remember her name. She was the only non-black person in the entire school, and she was a cutie. And you know how you find a brand or a type that you like, and that's what you base everything else off? You might date somebody who's not your type, but you have a type in your head. And I was young. I seen her with her glowing brown skin, big brown eyes, long hair. I'm like, yeah, that's my type. I knew early on what my type was, fair skin, long ass hair, brown eyes. And so I then moved to Long Beach years later, and I went to a school that was predominantly white. Some blacks were mixed in with there, but then we moved to another neighborhood, and I got bused to another school called Hamilton Junior High School, and it was heavy with Latinos. You got to remember, during this time, blacks and browns still wasn't really getting along, but my generation didn't have a problem with it. So, but me and the males never got along. I fought daily with Mexicans after school, during lunch. You have to know how to fight, because I was fighting sometimes 2 and 3 people at one time. Thank God my brothers taught me how to fight. I had hands. But the funny thing is, the Latinas always liked me. I never, ever understood it. All I hung was with black folks. But I guess somebody would tap me on the shoulder. Hey, my girl likes you. And her girl couldn't speak English. I had girls liking me who did not speak the English language. And we would like date, so to speak. And her best friend would be like an interpreter. I was like, this is ridiculous. And I remember this girl named Bernice. She was a cholo. Her hair was combed all the way back. Her hair was down past her butt, and it was curly. She had a square jaw. She was hardcore. Her brothers were all gangbangers. I think she gangbanged too, but she was a grade older than me. And she wore them button-up shirts that had like 3 buttons here with the stripes going across, short sleeves. She wore khakis. She wore baggies. She was hardcore in the little Bruce Lee shoes back in the day. She was hardcore, and I seen her fight. I seen her knock bitches out. She carried a knife. But me and her had a class together. I think it was English, because I was really, really good in English. So upperclassmen were always in my English class because, I was on a grade level that was higher than my own when it come to English. And she was in my class. She would always look at me, do her head like this and whatever. I thought nothing of it. And so when class was over, me and her had the same lunch. I went to my locker to put my books away to get ready for lunch. And she came and jammed me up at my locker. She put her hand up and locked me in between her and my locker. And then my back's to the locker. I'm like, what's up, Bernice? She goes, so you taking lunch now? I'm like, yeah, Bernice, we got the same lunch. She goes, oh, okay. Well, we need to talk. I'm like, what now? Did I beat up one of your brothers, or, what's going on? She goes, we need to walk and talk. I'm like, so we started walking, and she took me by the bungalows. And then behind the bungalows, she goes, you know what? Do you know how to tongue kiss? I'm like, what? Because when I was a kid, we referred to it as Frenching. I'm like, tongue kiss? You mean French? She goes, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I learned that shit for them white girls at Grant Elementary. Yeah, I know how to French tongue kiss. She goes, let's kiss. Just like that. And she pinned me up against the wall and started kissing me. The one thing about Bernice, she was beautiful, hardcore, but she had no ass. I mean, she had an iron board backside. She had no booty at all, right? I remember we was kissing. You know how you caress when you kiss? I remember like touching her sides and her hips, but I wouldn't touch her butt. I do that. Nothing back there was but a bone. Long story short, man, Latinas dug me. I could not figure it out. All of my homeboys like, dude, whenever we go to the mall, to the movies, Latina women would come up to me and get at me all the time. Sometimes it'd get me in trouble with their family because these, they didn't believe in mixed relations, especially black and brown. So years later, I moved to Sacramento. And it was a totally different story. Blacks and browns got along. There was no gang violence. There was no hatred between the two groups. So during high school and college, man, some of my best friends were Mexicans. I mean, I've been to weddings. I DJ weddings. I got so many Mexican moms that call me son. Out in public, this is my black son, my negrito, I was crack up, but it's been like that ever since I've been in Northern California. So whenever I go back to LA, it's a different vibe, but still, it's the same. So recently when I did the documentary with Q, What Happened to the DVD Man, there's a section in the movie that I shot in LA. And all the lowriders came out on a Sunday to do their thing. I was there to catch it on film because my brother told me we're not going to grieve our brother's death because I was there for a funeral. We're going to celebrate his death. He would be here right now with us, kicking it with all the Mexicans and blacks, all the vendors, the lowriders, listening to good music because now we get along like that in this day and age. And so a big part of my heart in that video is dedicated to that LA scene. So I love cholos. I love the rides. And I'm like, I don't know why blacks and browns could not ever get along. We like the same music. We both like Cypress Hill. We both like Ice Cube. We both like Kendrick Lamar. We love the Lakers. We love the Dodgers. It makes no sense to funk with each other, right? So that's why I love brown people. I've always gotten along with them. I can't explain to you why Latina women find me attractive or always got at me. I mean, it's always been that way. So you know what? I don't fight it. It is what it is. I know enough Spanish to get along in LA and stuff. And they appreciate that. When you learn their culture, they appreciate that. I mean, I get homemade tortillas and the music. And they have the best parties. When I DJ'd a Mexican joint, shit, they party all night long. They was give me extra money to keep the record spinning. Coronas for everybody. Fresh made tacos for everybody, man. They party the best. So yeah, that's my affection for brown people. I absolutely love the Latin community. And that's why recently I did like a dedication with the DVD band t-shirt celebrating East LA. But yeah, man, it's a relationship with two cultures that I absolutely take to heart. And the beauty of cultures coming together, you learn. You absolutely learn. So I think it's ignorant when people fight because the color of skin and race and all that kind of stuff. You learn more from each other by being more different and diverse from each other. And that way we can all be one and live in harmony. With that, I want to say thank you for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends, and more importantly, leave your comments down low. And I'm out. Peace. You know the routine. Fade to black.